Boker Tov, good morning. It is, sorry for the background noise. I think it's done now. Maybe not. My printer is like recalibrating and it just is on and on. I'm not really sure what the issue is. But anyway, there'll be a little bit of background annoyance. Sorry for that. I could get up and unplug it, but that would require some work. So here we are, second day of Pesach. Here we are, living in a world of radical amazement and not in a positive. What's going on in college campuses right here in New York, one would think, come on already. Hold on one second, because this is absolutely too annoying. Okay, perfect. Now I should shut down and we wouldn't have to hear it anymore. So, with radical amazement, there is a notion or a feeling that is attached to it, which is always something positive, like awe. You're in awe. Your mouth is hanging wide open and you can't believe what you're seeing, but it comes with this positive feel. But in a moment like this, we're in this radical amazement of here we are coming out of slavery, right? Here we are standing on the other shore, looking back on the Pharaoh, looking back on the land of Egypt, looking back because we were slaves, looking back on all of that. And here we are standing on the very precipice of the same, different, but the same. We're standing in a place that says, we are still slaves. We are slaves to the pharaohs that are of today. We are slaves to those who wish that we weren't here, those that want to treat us as others, those that want to make us feel so unsafe that we can't even be on our own college campuses, which are our homes for learning and being. Pesach is one of those holidays that remind us that there's something different, something special about our story. And I would never go on to say it's something better. People say we're the chosen people. I think we choose to be the people that we are. But as we're experiencing the Exodus in these moments, it doesn't feel like freedom at all. Many of us at our Seder tables had an empty chair, waiting for hostages to be released so that they can be in those chairs with their families, with their loved ones. Many of us had yellow ribbons on our tables reminding us that, you know what, today is day 201 since the terror attack of October 7th. Many of us may have changed some words or added some beautiful words, poetry, readings about what's happening in the world. Because we were slaves, the experience of Exodus was transforming and it made us a free people forever. But many of us are grappling with this today. No matter how oppressed we are, deep inside, we come from a place of liberation, a place of freedom. Being a slave is also a transforming experience, for we know and we remember the pain of then, the degradation of what slavery is about. The experience does not make us forever slaves. However, it sensitizes us to the pain that is felt so deeply in so many places in the world today. We're constantly being warned and reminded to take care of the poor, the orphan, the widow, the stranger, those in our midst that are struggling and suffering. And what about when it's our own people? that we should leave behind the gleanings of our own so that we can help someone else. And we think in these moments, where are the people to help us? We say because we were slaves in the land of Egypt. The book of Exodus tells us, "You shall not oppress a stranger, for you know the feelings of a stranger, having been one in the land of Egypt. When a stranger resides with you in land, you shall not wrong him or them. The stranger shall be to you as one of your citizens, and you should love them as yourself, for you were that stranger in the land. There shall be one law for you and one for the stranger. It shall be a law for all time throughout all the ages, you and the stranger alike before the Eternal One." Right now, we feel like strangers in our own land. The Upper West Side of Manhattan shouldn't be a place where Jews feel unsafe. NYU University, Manhattan, New York, should not feel like that place. Each and every college campus where students are thinking, where parents are going to be sending their children, a lot of seniors have declared where they're going. They've committed to their schools, and parents are thinking, oh my God, did we make a right decision or a wrong one? And we will never know until it happens. In our homeland, we are waiting for a time of the release of the captive. We are waiting for a time where people won't want to just blow us off the map. We are still slaves, and we are slaves to the other people who think differently of us. And yet, on the second day, starting at night, of course, of the Omer, we start the Omer counting on the second night of Pesach with the first night of the Omer, which was last night, and making this today the first day. And yet, with all that's going on in the world, where do we begin? We begin the count with love. Because all we need is love. Let there be love. With a little bit more love and a little bit more kindness, or a lot more loving kindness. An unconditional outpouring of loving kindness helps us to have a better place for ourselves. It's a better starting place. If we start with love, if we can affirm in the moment that I am exactly who I need to be, that I am loved, and that I bring forth love into the world, then perhaps some of the bitterness, some of those reminders of how evil the world really is, and how similar it is to the times of Egyptian slavery for the Jews. Initially, the elation of love, the feeling of love, some of us felt it as we were sitting at a Seder table, or speaking with a friend, or recalling a tradition that was part of your growing up, a moment of vulnerability, of feeling like, this is different than it was growing up. But I remember those days with love. And so initially there's an elation that comes with that love. And then there's a little deflation, because the reality is, listen, we can tell ourselves love, 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 and that we can still feel enslaved in some ways. But if we open our heart to say that there is a capacity, we have the capacity to love more, deeper, to grow. That even under the oppressive and stifling control of Pharaoh and the pharaohs of today, in places where we had to shadow and not really be who we were meant to be, let this week of Chesed, this first week of the Omer, is the entire week, the Sfirah, the quality, the orb, the place that we are is a place of chesed, of love, of loving kindness. May we have personal liberation to love ourselves, to love our neighbor, to love our friends, to love the world, places that we can see love, that we open our eyelids to see the love that there is, to feel it in our hearts. Imagine camping out under the stars. Imagine here you are from slavery and you're moving to the expanse. You're still complaining because, hey, we're people, we're humans, and we're Jews, many of us. And so complaining is part of our DNA. But imagine that we are under the stars in the desert, a chance to be unapologetically yourself. You left a place where someone was slapping and saying, this is who you need to be. And you know what? If you don't want to be that, you better hide who you are and be who I want you to be. And now you're out there, laying under the stars, unapologetically you. Just out there. That out there is now. In this moment, even though the world wants us to be something else, we have the ability to be who we need to be, who we want to be, who we should be, who we allow ourselves to be. And from that place of love, from that place of authenticity, we bring blessing into the world. Each day, we have the ability to deepen our own connection with ourselves. For we are one human family, one heart of abundant love. We love you. We'll be back here. I'll be back here tomorrow morning at 9:30. Tomorrow night at 9:30, but of course before all of that, I will see you back here tonight at 9:30 as we continue to count, to be counted upon, to show up and be counted. For it counts, it matters that we're all here together to do this holy work. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Let's hope for better news. Let's hope for a day in which, you know what, maybe the sun isn't really out so strongly today. Maybe it's a day where we just need to lay low. Let us just kind of coast under the radar and feel the love that we have for ourselves and for those that we do love in these moments. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Od Avinu Chai.